Galveston sounds like the perfect place. Sunny skies all year, a cute historic district, fun attractions, and busy beachfront restaurants. But behind the charm, this small Texas city hides a painful past. It was once the richest city in the American South, and also the site of the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history. This is a place people visit to relax, but also where many come to face the ghosts of the past. In this video, we'll walk through the streets of Galveston, from its golden days to what it's like today. We'll see beauty, culture, and the scars that time couldn't erase. Galveston sits on a narrow island in the Gulf of Mexico called Galveston Island. It's about 50 miles southeast of downtown Houston. The city covers around 540 square kilometers, but more than half of that is water. The land is flat, exposed, and vulnerable to storms and floods. About 53,000 people live here today, far fewer than in its peak in the 19th century. Still, Galveston is a melting pot. Latino, African American, and white communities live side by side. Many work as fishermen, dock workers, servers, or at the island's hospital. People here live close to the sea, not just physically, but emotionally. It's in their jobs, their culture, and their daily routine. In the late 1800s, Galveston was booming. It was known as the Wall Street of the South. There were mansions, grand hotels, electric streetcars, all signs of modern life in a growing city. Galveston was the busiest port in Texas and one of the wealthiest cities in the region. It also became a symbol of hope, a city where formerly enslaved people found new beginnings, a key location in the story of Black liberation in America. But all of that changed overnight. In 1900, Galveston was hit by a massive hurricane, winds of 145 miles per hour, waves that swallowed homes. Over 6,000 people died in a single night. Some say the real number was closer to 12,000. Buildings crumbled, entire neighborhoods were swept away. It became the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history. The city never fully recovered, and Houston slowly took Galveston's place as Texas's economic engine. September 8th, 1900. Clouds rolled in. Winds grew stronger. The sea began to rise, but no one truly expected what was coming. That night, Galveston became a nightmare. Over 6,000 people died. Some say the number was much higher. The Galveston hurricane became the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history. Bodies were buried at sea, but many washed back ashore. For weeks, the air smelled of death. The city was nearly wiped off the map. Thousands left and never returned. Galveston never grew as big again. But from the ruins, the people rebuilt. They constructed a massive seawall. They raised the entire city's ground level with sand. It was an engineering miracle and a symbol of a community refusing to be defeated by fate. Fast forward to today. Galveston is bright, warm, and lively, especially in summer. The beaches are packed. Cruise ships fill the port. Tourist hotspots like the Strand are full of energy. But beyond the postcards, daily life here is more complicated. Tourism is the city's backbone. Locals work in hotels, restaurants, souvenir shops, or serve cruise passengers. But most of these jobs are seasonal and unstable. Behind the beachside charm, poverty lingers, especially in the outskirts and among Black and Latino communities. Today, nearly 1 in 5 people in Galveston live below the poverty line. The city's poverty rate is 19.9%. One major employer offers hope: the University of Texas Medical Branch, or UTMB. It's a nationally recognized hospital and research hub. Still, there's a sharp divide between those with stable, professional jobs and those depending on the tide of tourism. Galveston is a city with two faces. One shines bright for tourists. The other reveals the everyday struggles of its people. It's beautiful and broken, hopeful and haunted, welcoming yet weathered by time. This is Galveston, a small Texas town with a big history and an even bigger heart. Behind the festival lights and salty sea breeze, Galveston hides a darker past that most tourists never see. In the early 20th century, this town was Texas's capital of gambling, prostitution, and organized crime. It was known as the Free State of Galveston, a place where the law took a back seat and the nightlife ruled. The Maceo crime family ran the show. They controlled casinos, nightclubs, and adult entertainment. For a while, Galveston looked like it was thriving. But it was all an illusion, shiny on the outside, crumbling on the inside. When gambling was outlawed and the mafia lost power, the city's economy crashed again. That glittering era faded, leaving behind empty buildings and broken promises. But the darkness didn't end there. Today, Galveston is also known as one of the most haunted cities in America. Old buildings like the Hotel Galvez, Ashton Villa, and 19th century mansions are said to hold more than just memories. People report ghostly figures, footsteps echoing through empty halls, and a strange presence they can't explain. Still, the deepest scar isn't paranormal, it's historical. Galveston was once a major port for the transatlantic slave trade. Enslaved Africans were bought and sold in open markets here. They were forced to work in ports and plantations, treated as property, not people. This painful legacy still echoes through the lives of Galveston's Black communities today. That's why Juneteenth, the day slavery ended in Texas, has deep roots in this very town. In Galveston, beauty and pain walk side by side. It's a vacation spot, but also a site of collective trauma. A cheerful beach town, haunted by ghosts, both literal and historical. And maybe that's what makes Galveston unforgettable. Not just what you see, but what you feel beneath the surface. Galveston has been through a lot. Hurricanes, crime, economic collapse, and yet it's still standing. Not because of wealth, but because of its people. When Hurricane Ike hit in 2008, neighbors stepped up. They patched each other's roofs, shared food, and stayed close. Community here means something. You'll see it in the city's spirit, in big local events like Mardi Gras Galveston and Dickens on the Strand, where the streets come alive with color, music, and a bit of Victorian flair. Art and music thrive in small galleries, on street corners, in unexpected places. And in neighborhoods like East End and Silk Stocking District, you'll find lovingly preserved old homes, standing as reminders that this city doesn't forget where it came from. Life here moves slow. People walk the seawall, go fishing at sunset, or sip iced tea on their porches. But don't let that calm fool you. Galveston is tough. It knows how to survive, how to rebuild, how to carry its stories without shame. This isn't a perfect place. It's beautiful, but bruised, relaxed, but never careless. It's a city shaped by storms and time, a place where people live side by side with memories of winds that tore roofs off, of shadows from the past, and of hope that refuses to fade. That's Galveston's true strength. It doesn't hide its past. It preserves it in old buildings, in shared stories, in the heartbeat of its community. So if you're looking for a city that's more than just a pretty beach, if you want a place with layers of pain, pride, and perseverance, Galveston might be more than a vacation. It might just teach you something about resilience. If you were walking through Galveston today, what would you explore first? The beach? The history? Or maybe the mystery?